I refused to hear my wife's reasons for recording me when I cried instead of supporting me. Last Thursday, I, 47M, had by far the worst day of my professional career in my life. It started with a mistake that I made a few months back coming to light, which caused an enormous issue for my entire office. My boss yelled at me in front of 20 people, and many of them had to help rewrite, print, and reorganize the documents that I blundered on. I drove home in a daze that day. Then I walked in the door to find my wife, 36F, on the sofa on her phone. She immediately said to me, "So, what's for dinner?" I absolutely hate that question. I've told her again and again. I just worked 10 hours. She's a stay-at-home wife. She had all day to think about what's for dinner. Something just snapped and I began crying. Of course I understand that she might be shocked here. I was too. I hadn't cried probably since elementary school. But when I looked over at her, I saw her pointing her phone camera in my direction. She was kind of smirking too. It may have been that she felt awkward, but for obvious reasons, this upset me more. When I asked her what the hell her problem was, she said I was having a mental break that she should keep evidence of on her phone. Immediately I walked out, got in my car, and drove away. I stayed in a cheap motel that night, ignoring all of my wife's calls and texts. The next morning I went home at around 4 in the morning to gather all of my necessary belongings, ignoring her in the process. I left again, went to work, and over the weekend I stayed in the same motel. My wife texted me a few hours ago saying that I was being a huge jerk for not giving her an opportunity to explain herself. I don't understand what there is to explain. Should I have handled this differently?